It is easy for bullies like Sheriff Arpaio to pick on people who have no power. If I'm elected president, the President of the United States does have the power. Watch out, Joe.
That was Democratic candidate Bernie Sanders slamming Maricopa County, Arizona Sheriff Joe Arpaio over the sheriff's stance on illegal immigration. The sheriff with me now in the flesh. Sheriff, thank you and welcome back. We're glad to have you.
Thank you.
So what is your reaction to Senator Sanders calling you a bully? And just to remind everybody, Senator Sanders, of course, represents Vermont. You, as we all know, are on the front lines in Arizona.
Well, I don't know when he says, watch out, Joe. Is that a veiled threat? Is he threatening this sheriff? I don't know what that means, but I'm not worried about it. He'll never get elected anyway. You know, I'm a Trump guy. And so let him say what he wants. But I don't think it's very professional to go after me just because I took his wife on a tour of the tent so she could see how we really run the tent city jail.
Okay, so you mentioned the tent city. We have a clip of him describing his conversation with your wife. We just want to play that, and then obviously I'd like to get your reaction.
In that brief meeting that he forced upon her, which he probably regrets now, she asked him about racial profiling. And he didn't have an answer. She asked him about the conditions in Tent City and the other abuses that he has perpetuated, and he didn't have an answer. And you know what? He cannot have an answer because what he is doing is un-American and uncivilized.
So, Sheriff, he says maybe you regret your conversation with Bernie Sanders' wife, his own wife, Jane Sanders. What is your thought on that?
Well, first of all, I had an answer for everything when she went into this legal lawsuit against me, and actually I would not talk about it. I talked about the 130 degrees she didn't like in the tents, referring to our dedicated people fighting for our country over in foreign countries. So I answered all this. This is strictly politics. They're very angry. The Democratic Party, they're angry at themselves because they say they gave me a forum to get more publicity. That's all this is about. So I've had 4 presidential candidates visit me before.
I was just going to say, Sheriff, I mean, everybody knows and respects your work. Are you surprised to what extent you're kind of getting sucked into this particular race?
Well, I've campaigned and endorsed previous candidates for president.
But with a different tone, maybe.
Oh, this tone is, they've been nasty against me for years and years, demonstrations, on and on. They've been picking on me. Now they're picking on Donald Trump, which is very sad how they're treating him from all different directions. So when you're high profile, you speak from the heart, you do what you feel is right, you make enemies. And unfortunately, he's made a lot of enemies on picking on him. And I'll tell you one thing, he's going to win anyway.
He's going to win anyway, and Howard Kurtz was just reminding me, our colleague here at Fox, that Donald Trump is on TV a lot because he accepts the invitations. He's willing to come on and speak his mind. Some of the other candidates have not been as willing to appear, at least much less frequently.